or banner, customize your gift card by choosing from different templates, dollar amount, and personalized messages. You can also upload your personal design. Select Add to Cart and complete transaction. Allow relatives and friends to pick up an item or items at the food fair for the dollar value. Gift card, it's that easy.
The Nawasa app brings the power of Nawasa's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. Mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Get ready for a season of Grooving Smooth and Live on GBN. Grooving Smooth and Live is a 1-hour performance gig every Thursday from 8 p.m. featuring performances from our local musicians and short interviews discussing all things musical. Every Thursday, a different musician and a different instrument will be featured, from the violin to the saxophone to the trumpet, guitar, and steel pan. Our local musicians playing, improvising, and educating us on all genres of music. Join GBN with host musicians Matthias and Shireen and a special guest every Thursday at 8 p.m. It's Grooving Smooth and Live on GBN.
Here is a little known fact. There is only one place in Grenada that you can get an MRI scan done. That place is Spicile Imaging Center. Yes, Grenada, that's the truth. Other centers could offer you other scans, but Spicile Imaging provides an authentic MRI scan. Here's another little known fact. Spicile Imaging has 3 centers. We operate at Grenville, the Carnage, and at the Ocean House, Grand Anse. We provide the widest range of laboratory tests and services. CT scans, x-rays, mammograms, ultrasounds, and a host of other services. We are fully staffed by a team of family doctors and specialists. Call us today at 444-7679 or 406-1500 or visit any of our 3 locations. Spicile Imaging, from seeing the doctor to getting lab tests, scans, and pharmacy services. We are here to take care of you.
The next chapter in West Indies' biggest rivalry continues. West Indies flies against England for the Apex Test Series in 3 test matches. Tickets start as low as $20 and local residents enjoy an additional 50% discount with online purchase. And COVID-19 protocols will be in effect. Secure your seats to the action. Get your tickets in advance at windiescricket.com/tickets. Terms and conditions apply.
Raise it high up the ladder. Let we set it on fire. A little more calypso, forget the funk and the disco. A little more limbo, a little more shango. Find the greasy pole, and we don't dance on the maple.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to We Culture. It is Friday, the 18th of March, 2022, and it's a pleasure to be with you again. Of course, our viewers on GBN Television 7 and 11, our viewers on our Facebook page, of course, the GBN Facebook page and the GBN YouTube channel, and also on the We Culture Grenada page. It's a pleasure as always. Also, K105 FM. Yes, indeed, I can't forget my loyal listeners on K105 FM. It's always such a pleasure. It is a, yeah, man, we're happy to have you, and And of course, we're looking forward to a very, very lively discussion this evening. Yeah, let me tell you something. What we're talking about this evening, or you look out there, Doc go splash it this evening. So all you look out for that. Now there was scholars here, so I just quoted scholar. I see coming here, but I feel Doc go get on this evening. So guys, let's welcome the team before we talk about what we talking about. All you. I beg all your pardon. I just see something that just kind of grabbed my attention. What? Anyway, all you see now? All you just see what I see? Yeah? All you know you have a Christmas song. Do you see what I see? I hear nothing. And all you hear the laugh, alright? Doc Wapman. What happened? You see too and you get to Dulbe, you're muted, man. You open your mouth but nothing coming out?
No, well, what you just see now are custom scenes, so I don't understand your point, Godfrey.
Oh, yes. I beg your pardon. I beg your.
That beauty, that shine, that preparation, that elegant look. I'm always seeing that. I am.
What?
What kind of thing is that?
I have a question. I have a question.
I will play the fifth as of now. Adapting the American Constitution.
I was going to ask you if you drop the cat this weekend, but you say you play the fifth, so I ain't gonna ask you.
Drink water.
And mind me business.
Yes.
You know, Godfrey, just want to say, hello to all the listeners outside there, and of course to my other colleagues. We are here again tonight, and I know it's going to be a nice one, easy going. I mean, that one is right up our alley.
Just say you're going to expatiate, no man. Just say the one.
I have so much other people. So, I introduce myself. So let me speak about that.
Finley!
Oh!
Where will you see the hair growing mobile? What I mean? Hold on. You have locks? No locks you have there?
Yeah, that is not a lock.
Ben don't even tell me something.
That all locks.
Now you start?
That all locks don't start. That is not a lock.
Alright. What you say?
Are they quiet?
Yeah.
Quiet. I come to hear that cat expatiate tonight.
Well, all of us.
I come to hear the expatiate.
Yeah. The expatiate.
Expatiate tonight. So I go make a little represent still. I didn't do anything that don't me feel. Yeah, my sports nigga.
That not sports, man.
Why I Adidas that sports? I go come.
That is not sports. That is football.
I go come to speak about sporting thing with Dashiki.
Listen. No. I think you're missing the point. Remember. The man used to be in all them dashes, You forget?
Dash can beat?
No.
Big beat wrong neck and dash.
Hold on. Let me.
You want me to come with my tracksuit?
Let me bring in. Let me bring in the queen, eh? Good night, darling.
Good night.
Hey, what? You want something nice, sweet? Don't go vex,
After. No, you won't vex because I don't tell you already to drink water.
Yeah, well.
So, listen. So you vex.
What is the position?
You right answer you. Huh?
What is the position?
And you right answer I'm seeing. Huh?
Now ask you what is the position?
What is the position?
Let me receive that one.
Scholar.
You see, don't know that is the position?
You don't know that one.
No.
All right. What you say?
What?
What you say?
What you say?
But Scholar, no. We got to have some lessons, you know.
Yeah. You know, guys, I miss a Friday and like I miss a lot.
Go out, people know this kind of thing and them too, you know.
You don't know what you say?
No, she know why you position, she know what you say.
No, I know what he say. But he say what he say. What he say and what he say is two different things.
No, I say what you say. You never had no tea.
Watch me, Grenville people cannot talk dialect. They can't. Sorry.
Reece, what is the position?
Your position, Ada?
Oh, God. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, and she's still saying it wrong, you know. You're supposed to say Monday.
Monday?
Yeah. Yeah, that could work.
Reece, you let them go off tonight, girl.
Yeah.
You know what? You don't miss me, right?
Go throw you out, you know.
God miss somebody that you could beat up on about golf. And you know it doesn't work. You know you're never successful. Never. Why? I don't even get to say goodnight to folks yet.
But go ahead.
But the Shantibel, that don't have no C. The Shantibel that have no C. Ready for me.
Alright, so fellas, listen, when I coming on this evening, big sports in the division. I can't even pass traffic jam, you know.
Yeah, we're not going up. We're not going up.
See with Magna College today? Not today?
No, Magna College is on the 4th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That one is us?
Oh, Godfrey, I think on the 30th. Godfrey, well, this afternoon I actually went and do some hills. Because I say I have to be prepared for you and Scholar tonight. So I went and do some training. That kind of, I went on training. That reminded me of the first time I ran in primary school. I went on the bay, I go and train. The sports was supposed to start, I think, was 1 or 2. Right and only 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, I go on the bay, I go and train. For sports. Later in the day? Yeah, when I primary school training, I go and get ready for them. So this evening I went train. I'm ready for you on Scholar.
Okay. but hold on. You only one primary school sports you take part in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I don't think you never.
No, I never know about primary school sports.
No, I never took part. I think the primary school it started that year I left. I think it was 78. I left. And that's the first one Tibodi had. I mean, and it was a good one. But anyway, let me not waste much time. I want to go straight into sending some flowers, and at least for 2 persons actually. One is Judge Gotti Robinson. But for what you know, I mean, and I know Judge Gotti Robinson is probably the most graceful 400-meter runner I've ever seen. But apart from that, what I really want to highlight is his character and his just love for the sport. I mean, Gotti left PBC, and I think he came into what I would call a very hostile environment when he came to SAC, because it was this tongue and country thing. But Gotti was able to transfer that, bring a transfer of information, technical knowledge, that seriously, propel us to a new level. We had a lot of raw talent, real raw talent. I believe at one time, SAS, we had about 6 or 7 ones that were just natural decathletes. And you're looking at 2 of them here right now. But Gotti was able to help, bring some technical skills to SAS and by extension to schools in the country. And I believe that Gotti needed to be commended for that kind of work, although he was, part of his job. The other person I noticed with that kind of desire to spread information and was like a captain, was like a coach, was no other about than Trevor Modest. Trevor Modest, in my book, a student, but he was always like a leader. And I believe most of the foundation for javelin in Grenada was basically transferred mainly because of Trevor Modest and his love for that individual event. for both Trevor and Judge Gotti Robinson, I just want to say, guys, hats off to you too for the kind of job that you have done in helping to motivate and you know, really build team spirit. I just wanted to say that.
Right. Well, you know, I don't usually give flowers, but I want to give a bouquet tonight too. Yeah, and actually, who I want to give that flowers to was not just someone who wasn't a sports person or athlete like Gotti or Trevor, but someone who was able to motivate people in sports, and Scholar would definitely know who I'm talking about. None of that Mr. Neville Glean. He was a teacher, and I think during my sporting years, the person that motivated me and influenced me the most was Mr. Glean. As a school teacher, and also as a sports person, you know. So tonight I am sending flowers to Mr. Neville Glean. I don't know if he's listening, but Mr. Glean, if you are, good night and thank you.
Where's Mr. Glean from? It's a question.
Mr. Glean is from Shantimel.
Well, he didn't go up in Shantimel, huh?
Why don't come on? Why don't move it?
Watch out, Mr. Neville Glean go call about your bubble tonight, eh?
I feel she mixing up the Glean.
We see Neville Glean. Since I'm small, I know Neville Glean. Neville Glean is my neighbor. So I grew up with Neville Glean. I go in the Neville Glean Pango.
He's older than you? Is he older than you? He's older than you?
He older than me?
Well, I can't blame you for what you know. Well, no is what you know.
No, but me papa know him, me mama know him, and he older than him. And me mama, me papa just tell me thing. Okay. You feel me father they like your father was
Did you eat it?
I don't know about it. About Godfrey and the thing is that after he moved to McDonald College.
Yes, he brought it with him.
He was the inspiration behind, because remember that Intercal was mainly a SAS and a GBSS affair. And then McDonald College kind of broke that monotony with 5 of their own. And Neville Glean was basically the brainchild inspiration behind it. And up to now he coaches. Wonderful. He coaches.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, when it comes to that, I mean, if we're going to start to give flowers, the amount of flowers we have to give is a lot. There's been a lot of people who've played such a significant role, you know, that you know, maybe we just had to take a helicopter and just drop flowers all over the place.
Right. You have some man that to get a 2 fence to him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But let me ask you a question now, because here you see how great and unique, because here we are discussing about George Robinson. And I mean, when you listen to that man, they Gotti back. But it's household, I mean.
Yes, that's how you do it.
I'm sure if somebody go behind Gotti and they say, Judge, Gotti don't turn in here.
Yeah, you forget that. Yeah,
you don't know what they're talking
about. I mean, and even today, I actually spoke to him today, and he was actually giving some kind of consultation as it relates to intercollegiate. I mean, that man has given so much service to track and field. I mean, as usual, anybody really have a passion for something, they can see the course, like 40 years, 50 years into the business, you know. But so he's one of those true pioneers, true, you know, as it relates to the track and field business.
But fellas, to get into the whole sports thing, and Doc had mentioned it earlier, the whole issue of the sports in primary school, and let me just say, this is what we knew growing up, sports. Nowadays they have all kind of fancy name for a track and field and all kind of thing, but we knew sports. You go into sports, right? When you had other things, it's cricket and football and netball, but sports, and that we're talking about tonight. So, for example, in my time, I never knew about sports in primary school. I only learned about sports when I went to SAS, and I see fellas sprinting like horse, and I saw these things, and it was practically new to me. I remember going to SAS. I was the tallest fella in Form 1 at the time, and when I tried to high jump, on my face taking sand. I couldn't jump 13 feet in long jump to make a point from my house, because it was something strange. It was something new to me. I didn't know about that. As a young fella, your mother saying shop, you're running, going to the shop, and you're running, going back. But you don't know about sports. And when I went to SAS, and I became exposed to it, I fell in love with this thing. And that's when I actually got to realize this thing was inside of me. And I needed somebody to chip out the rough edges.
Old men and them that SARS was produce.
Yeah, I was one of them.
Me too. That's why on a serious note, I think when we talk about sports and we look at the kind of athletes that were produced before and the athletes that are producing now, there is a real difference. And I believe that the fact that it's not just sports, but the level of games that we played, our whole environment, endeared us, trained us, or cultivated us into being the kind of athlete. So even when you went in SAS and you were unable to long jump, the fact that you used to be running, like you in particular, running all over for kite.
What happened?
For people like me, having one get road, one carry the water and those kind of things, and that was itself was training, and young boys growing up, going to hunt, going to hike, and we see a lesson of those kind of activities. Young boys now are growing up with the home. So the games we used to play, cats and mouse, running with each other, catching flowers, police and thief. We used to be playing those games and those games and were actual training. In terms of our physics, it was not specialized training. But by the time you reach a certain age, you were
strong.
You were strong. You were able to take on a series of things. So we had a few names that emerged, and while we didn't have the coaches, while we didn't have the nice facilities, some names just emerged. And one of the things I recognize that happened is like Grenada. At one time, Grenada, we were able to outperform all the other islands of the Windward Islands, all the other Windward Islands combined in track and field, in cricket, and in football, etc. When you look at some of the big names, for matter of fact, I heard a story where they had to pick some guys from, they wanted to have a Windward Island football team at one time. And when they came to Grenada, 5 Grenadians were already chosen, and they just decided they wouldn't go through with that. But we have some names. We have people like the Lane brothers, some names that just emerging before our time. The Lane brothers that went to PBC, and from Alakong, those guys and them just used to, just mash up the track. They were so good, they were that good. And so PBC was noted for winning was the 4x1 and the 4x4 when the Lane brothers were involved. And you had people like McElvin Hope. This one actually is from Grenville that went to GBSS.
But you also had the Lambert brothers too, eh? They were quite good.
Yes. And actually had the Lambert that went to PBC, and then you had one now that Sean Lambert that went to GBSS later on, and actually really good. He was the son of one of those guys. And I'm just also saying that you have I was mentioning, but you had some of the Glean brothers. So I don't know if Reece was thinking about that, because the Glean brothers were noted from Guam area, again, as I said before my time, and those guys and they were extremely famous. They went to GBSS, but they were known to be top athletes. Top athletes. You had the Iras Rapier, again, one of the foremost person in Grenada that I believe that is the first that actually got a medal in javelin in Carifta. So you had some name, but my GBSS again was actually noted for having pole vault and having hurdles, and it took some years we had a number of years, close to 20 years, that we had no hurdles and no pole vault. So sometimes I wonder if we really advancing. But one of the top athlete, the guy to me that sits on the top of that rostrum, noted as one of the best that passed in the middle distance. Also from Guelph, but not Kirani. A top 400, Donald Pierre. Winning the marathon from the one all the way to the marathon.
Yeah, Donald Pierre would win everything, yeah.
And he was able to beat our fool, Henry Crawford, that ended up represent Trinidad. He beat him in a race. There was a guy that came second in the Olympic in the 400. When they met, Donald P. again beat him in a 400 meter. I mean, he was graceful. He had long legs, but I believe he was probably one of Grenada's best known athletes. So Reece, you could take credit from Guelph.
Listen, I'm just letting all the testimonies come out. That is just a power of how great Guelph people are. I don't even need to talk about it.
But Reece, I feel Donald Pierre not from Guelph, he might just go and live in Guelph,
Well,
but that was happened.
Donald Pierre ain't calling you to tell you nothing about no Neville Green go call just now.
Donald Pierre go and live in Guelph.
That is what I was trying to. I was just waiting to tell Reece that. You know what Donald Pierre?
Where Donald Pierre place that I don't see? Where Donald Pierre come out to the place that I don't see?
Where Donald Pierre more was from?
I don't know. I know where you represent and I know where he's from.
Donald Pierre could only go up as big man. Big man with big babe and shit black.
That's really. But there was some athletes that really have the name. Before we come to the modern day, we had persons like at one time Laddie, the village of Laddie.
Yes.
Top of the line, long distance runner. I don't know if you remember any name.
While away.
And the name speak for itself.
Yeah.
While away. But you had a teacher in Salami.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Salami, you had Ed. For matter of fact, running on the hills, scholar was even gone.
Well, Gone had the marathon record up to this day.
Really?
Of course, in Grenada.
Hold on. Gone Bull.
O'Neill Finley. Go and check the record book.
Okay.
Wow. Yes.
I know Bull at one time had broken. Maybe it's a Carifta record because the Bull had set a record that
nobody. Bull has the 5,000 actually.
5,000 in Carifta.
The 5,000 Carifta, and I think he came second in the 1500.
Yeah.
I actually.
Yeah, that was 82 hours at that Carifta Games. Yeah.
No, that one was in Bahamas.
When he broke the record?
Well, I was in Bahamas when he ran. I think that is when he broke the record.
Well, we could check it and see. Yeah.
So you had Maurice Bull really done. I mean, the thing with Maurice Bull is like he was this guy you just used to see this guy on this track, and it's like he just can't tire, he just cannot stop. So he had Maurice Bull, and if we want to go to Pity Matnik, we had Martin Clement scholar. Is it Clement?
Clement, yeah.
Martin Clement from Pity Matnik. He actually used to do the 1 and the 2, but he made the Grenada national team, and they had the national 4x1 record. Yeah, so is Clement. Yeah.
But Clement was just the other day?
Well, I think that is the oldest name I could get from Carriacou or Anipitimati, because all the people that emerged from Carriacou just seemed to start having a name. When I researched, I couldn't get anybody else. So Clement was just the other day, and all the other guys like the Mike Joseph and the Kofi, those guys are them Kwashi, those guys are them in high jump and javelin, etc. That is just recent. But if you scholar well, Hillsborough and Bishop College just really start coming to the, to make the mark in the colony just recently. So I didn't know we have much athletes from that era.
All right. So Doc, before you continue, let's just take our break, and we'll be back in a moment. Stay with us, folks. Don't go anywhere.
Kindly greasy pole, and we don't dance on the maple.
You can now send a gift card to your loved ones locally or internationally thanks to the food fair. Here's how it works. Click the gift card icon or banner. Customize your gift card by choosing from different templates, dollar amount, and personalized messages. You can also upload your personal design. Select Add to Cart and complete transaction. Allow relatives and friends to pick up an item or items at the food fair for the dollar value. Gift card. It's that easy.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
For your education.
for your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment as you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest. Visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
It's happening in Grenada at the National Stadium. The grand finale of the third test in the Apex Series. West Indies versus England. Be part of this defining moment. Be part of history. Be part of the excitement and euphoria of the beloved game. Follow the action live daily from the National Stadium on K105.5 and 105.9 and feel the joy of our beloved game. The third test in the Apex Series comes to you compliments JUT Credit Union, Coyama Beach Resort, Grenlac, Energizing Grenada, Gallagher Insurance Brokers, Glen Elk Spring Water, Hubbard's, Grenada Bottling Company Limited, Shop and Save Supermarket, and Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
Have you heard about the new Softweave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Softweave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue. Available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Softweave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grandans, Victoria Street, Grenville, and Central Deputy Street, Wharf. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
Kindly greasy pole, and without dance from the maypole.
Welcome back, everyone. It's We Culture. We talking sports. Reece, do we have any Facebook comments thus far?
Yes, we do. We have. Let's go through them. Okay, so we have Moni is saying good night. To your guest, very cheerful tonight. Send me some of what you all have for dinner. It's good to make joke. Keep your younger listeners watching and listening to hear what you all have to say. Have a wonderful weekend. And into the meat of things now. Oh, Yulin is saying, Reece, so they missed you. They didn't see you last week, so they grieved, girl. I'm sure they didn't have a good night's sleep. I know that. I'm aware. And Scholar is just behaving like those kindergarten children and them. He just sat on me case early o'clock. Anyways, Carl is saying we got our practice by running from the watchman when we were raiding the tango. Jose said, good night, GRLS. Another Friday night of family togetherness. Neville Glean was an excellent teacher at McDonald College and was very grounded into sports, especially in track and field. So I joined with Godfrey and Scholar with recognition of such great educator and sportsman at McDonald College. And one of our viewers, who is a relative of Neville Glean, just let me know that Neville Glean is actually the half brother of Carlisle Glean.
So what I mean?
I'm just saying.
But everybody know that.
I'm just saying. There's a connection, okay?
Everybody know that?
Yeah.
I'm in Carlisle Glean.
No, everybody knows that. You would have never admit that until I say it.
Carlisle Glean from Chantimel.
Jose saying, Reece, you seem to be taking your jabs at Scholar very early tonight. I let him know that Scholar started it. I didn't. It is also saying Livingston and Godfrey, we're not going to talk about SAS for the whole night.
What do Jose? Jose, we don't start yet,
Karen Celestine is saying Martin Clement was in the 80s running for PBC. Let's see again. Hannah said, yeah, girl. Some of the GBSS boys was trembling when they go on the track at one time. They had to produce their birth certificate to verify their age. And she said, schoolboys with beards. Carl Thompson said, men from GBSS wearing short pants running in under 60 race at Intercol. And who says, I thought how sports made a difference in young people. Lives with all the violence we see with, I'm not sure what to say, between youth and the police. Karen is saying she loved this topic tonight. So that's what I'm seeing here. We're not on the YouTube channel. It's not being done live there.
We've been having some issues there. We're trying to sort that out. But Finley, I want to come to you. In your days, man, tell us about, well, you never run, but you must know about sports.
Godfrey, run up people.
It almost seems like there's an insult first.
Of course it's an insult.
But Scholar, you're going to run?
That don't mean I never run.
Alright, okay.
Doc, and Doc run for election.
Twice. Twice. And I feel you run again, you know.
So let me ask you. So you go tell Doc he can run?
No, what you Doc run?
Election no. Not track and field. Doc run, but Doc don't win nothing for you.
So like you run, but you don't win nothing.
But Godfrey, let me tell you something. I started Magna College at a prep. I never run in primary school. But I find it strange that you guys are saying that running sports, for your experience with sports started in SAS. Because as a boy in Shantimel, we had sports in Sauternes, St. Patrick. So I kind of find it strange that you say that. It means that we were more developed than Tivoli. Tivoli
advanced society.
Yeah. Tivoli was behind God backing.
Well, maybe, but when Tivoli started to shine, all you know about shining yet to do.
What shining talking about?
Don't make Doc start to exploit in sports.
When Tivoli started to ask we were shine.
Let me ask you a question. Anyway. When McDonald College, when St. Patrick's had to get medal, regional medal I'm talking about it.
Regional medal you're talking about?
Yeah. Carif Town, I think so. When anybody from St. Patrick's going Carif Town? You diving out.
Well, hold on. Livingston talk all this kind of thing when you talk about with bull and what. Up to now, you don't call Mr. Dog name.
Well, Mr. Dog was just here today.
We
ain't reached to Mr. Dog yet.
No, Mr. Dog was good, but I called some.
Mr. Dog may kill bull.
When? Hey, listen. Hold on. Let me stop you right here. Me and Mr. Dog, the first character, me and Mr. Dog went in. Mr. Dog nearly dead in the 800.
Why? Come on.
He get a bronze in the 15.
Godfrey, I don't even bother with you. You say you and Bull go in Carifta together.
Well, no, not Carifta. We went to the CSC games together, but Bull was in the Carifta games with Doc.
So if you and Bull go in games together, you tell me Mr. Doc couldn't run with Bull? Mr. Dagner kill bull tongue come out in his mouth long.
Scholar, what's wrong with you? Scholar, hold on. Scholar, let me give you a little history here. In 1981, when Bull went to Carifta Games, Bull won the 5,000 meters. Listen, he win the gold. His time was 14 minutes 58.23 seconds, right? The fella that comes second, right?
I must slap him.
The fella run 15 minutes 16.05 seconds.
I was there.
You just waste your time reading all that stuff.
I just tell you that. Mr. Dog never nearly kill bull.
No, well, different specialty. I think But Skull, I don't think we should spend time on that. But that is
anyway. Let me talk about hold on, Doc. Let's call. Go ahead.
Yes, that want to expatiate. I don't buy that.
No.
I want to hear about primary school and house and all kind of thing.
No, well, I remember we used to go down in Sotters to watch primary school sports. That all them schools and them in St. Patrick's. That was in my time. No, I don't know about, because my time was not all the time.
And you're talking about something. We're talking about Shantimel having its own sports, not the parish sport.
Now, Shantimel having its own sports was just the other day.
Well, then what we have Godfrey talking about primary school sports. I participated
individual schools, yeah.
Yeah, well, Shantimel having its own sports was not long ago.
Well, we started before.
Our sports used to be running up and down the place.
Yes, so I actually took part in St. Andrew's sport before I actually run it.
But let me tell you, when I went to McDonald College, I started in McDonald College as a prep. That was a little fella. And prep had 2 races at that time. 2 races. I win them race, I clean up prep.
Race and tread in the middle?
Race and tread in the middle.
Lime and spoon? Live and spoon.
And I go in sub-junior with a bright future.
What happened?
I could have been a big-time athlete. But up came a fella they call Kenny Dikoto.
Yes, from Montrose.
Yeah.
Kenny Dikoto was arguably one of the best junior athletes that ever passed in here. And up came Kenny Dikoto, and Kenny Dikoto just mashed up all my aspiration. Kenny Dikoto was just, no, he was a sub-junior. He came in as a sub-junior, so he met me in school. But this guy was just so fast. I mean, I remember we had a relay for my one sub-junior. So I ended for blue, Kenny Dikoto ending for yellow. But I didn't want to end because I know anywhere I get it,
Kenny get to you.
Between me and you, when I look at the thing, I get the battle force. After Kenny will get last. But running and I expecting a heavy nice behind me. And whoosh! The man passed. When I realized that, I say it don't make sense. I don't run it again. As a man is put me running again. I don't have time for that.
But
I just give up that.
But let me tell you, you talk about prep, but Doc, in our time, when we entered, they didn't know prepping. We never know about prep. We know about sub-junior.
Some people spend 2-3 years in sub-junior because...
In fact, let me tell you, Doc, my first year, we didn't have anything about junior and sub-junior. And so, what we had was class 3, class 2, and class 1.
In sports?
Yeah. And then the next year, they moved to... But things changed quickly.
I always felt it changed with sub-junior and prep, but I never knew about class 1.
Yeah. You know, that was in Simone, the racetrack.
Well, I mean, for SAS, that Simone was it was a kind of hazard. To get it complete wrong, the 400 meter was difficult. So sports was not developed. Real sports started when the school moved to Telephone.
Well, I am not sure, you know, because I don't think so, because I'll tell you.
Sports, but it was difficult because I was not in Simon, but you hear tales of when guys go down the canal, you have to go and peep because he black stage in the middle.
No, they have to go and peep. No. Now let me tell you what used to happen. You had an almond tree on the other side. You had an almond tree. So a man used to climb the almond tree with the white flag for the 400. And it wasn't right or wrong. It was about halfway on the other side. And that white flag would be up there. So the person at the finishing line with the clock, they watching the white flag. Because in those days, you know, we didn't have a gun. It was the flag. And when you see that flag do that, well, you know the race start. And it's like you're waiting for a whole day before you see the men bust out the car and by the seat to come up. But it was difficult because that track, at the bottom coming up, there was a gentle slope. And it was extremely difficult. When you had to come that slope, it was hard.
Last week, I think we spoke, and I think Scholar was making a point about the role of teachers, and the role teachers played in helping, in motivating, and I think we all came to that conclusion. But I must comment. I think Scholar, you actually defended not just that last discussion, but in almost all discussion, you really do a good job on this program in defending and promoting the interest of teachers. But I also want to add to that, because I believe that maybe 60 to 70% of all the persons that became athletes was spotted by their teachers, or motivated or encouraged by the teachers.
Yeah.
And a lot of them had to do with the school system setting up houses. So people become very territorial, and a teacher that is, let us say, the teacher in blue, you see that child playing games or doing something, and they go just pull that child and say, watch, listen, I want you to run because you could run now. Come and run for the house. Come on, So teachers became scouts. Teachers became motivators, and teachers became coaches. They became coaches. So I think the real, the more I look at it, when it was that so varied, when you didn't have this specialization in the PH teachers or the specialization in the schools, you found that the teachers embodied so much that they were able to spot, and they became the therapists, the motivators, the scouts, and talents were formed. Talents were nourished by those teachers playing those integral roles, trying to promote the houses. And I believe that was the basis for one, moving from games, when children playing games outside, to being athlete, to participating in sports, to getting that motivation. And also, some teachers became financiers, in helping to get the shirt, helping to get the vest, the costume, etc. But so that whole idea of participating and gelling and helping to build that kind of character, that was done mainly by the teachers. And for want of a better, I think the primary school probably was the best place. And it continued in the secondary school, because some children, the talent was not even spotted in the primary school.
Mm-hmm.
But when you went to the secondary school from 1, from 2, and you had games, you find that whole thing continued and became more intensified. So I just thought I would bring that up.
Hold on, Godfrey. Doc, you spoke well, and for that I cannot forgive you for the dashiki and the beating. But you have to know better than Reece. You must tell Doc. You can't come in a program like that with dashiki and beat. But let me ask you guys a question.
He thought he was just commentating.
Let me ask you guys a question. What is there a cultural basis, cultural significance, or whatever the case may be, or it's just one person do it and everybody doing it after? Why is it that houses in schools are either red, blue, green, or yellow? Why is it? Why is not mauve? Why is not pink? Why is not orange house? Why not white house? Why not black house? Why is red, green, yellow, or blue?
And blue. Well, I believe that is significant colors. I can see.
Yeah, I think, but there is something. But hold on. Yeah, yes, that's what I'm about to say. I think these are the primary colors. And out of that, you probably mix all of that with white to get all kind of different colors.
Is green your primary color? Green?
You know what I mean?
Red, blue. Okay,
I think green.
I remember there was white house also. Yellow house was new to me. There was white house.
Where is that,
America?
Well, of course.
In Guav, you have to be in Guav. Like Guav. In Guav, you wear this kind of thing and them scholar.
Yes. White house was in America.
Yes, there was no yellow. It was like red, green, blue, and white.
But you see, by line,
which school are you talking about? Which school, Reece?
Huh?
Which school?
The St. John's Anglican School. There was a time there was white house.
Oh.
You used to go in that school?
Thank God, not that
Yes.
school.
So you was in White
Proudly.
House? You was in White House?
Great people came from that school, you know. Don't get me started, you know.
Well, no, listen to me, Reece. No school that have White House could have great people come out.
No,
no school that have White House, no school that have White House could have anybody great coming out there. Mark my word.
It's a jealousy thing. You can't imagine that we had a White House in Guelph. You can't imagine that we had a White House. And not one White House, you know. What me? What your favorite tax place? White House, you know.
What White House? What White House? Let me tell you something. If anybody great come out from that school, is after they take out this White House. they change White House. When they change White House, but after that, you could not, as long as you have White House, nobody great. What great what?
So Godfrey,
why you have to stop that?
Actually, I wanted to make a point for actually two things. One observation is, I think that a lot of time we don't see sports for what it is, sports and games. And I believe we need more of that, and we need to pay more emphasis on that. I also believe it is unfortunate in schools that we only grade the academic level of children and we don't grade the overall participation, and that should include sports. Because sports it helps build a lot of character, the discipline, the perseverance, and most of all, for me, the most painful part is how to actually go there, expecting to win. You lost your race, and you have to pick up the pieces and walk with your head high, and then go and come again. Now you realize Scala couldn't stand his losses. He didn't pick up his pieces. He dropped that. So Scala, you understand, he must be arguing and talking about people with the dashiki. He must do that, because when he loses the race, he ain't pick up no pieces. He done with that.
When I can get so all in the adult life. Yes. When you lose a race, you just be so still.
No, that's for a different program. Simple, the thief.
Wait. So you ever imagine that a race, example, a 100 meter, there are 8 persons participating. And in primary school or secondary school, even in the college, there are some favorites. Can you imagine the mindset of those guys that are going there that is not part of the favorites? And they're going for the whole idea of participating. Do you really expect, just like our scholar was at that finishing line, and he expected that if he got a battle with the Koto, Kenny, that he was going to lose, but he participated. Imagine that. So I think the idea of losing is most significant. And hear me, people, I want to repeat that carefully. It is most significant in building character than just you always winning. Because when you lose, you have to pick up the pieces. When you lose, you have to reel and come again and go back and develop strategy and find ways to win. And the worst thing is actually when you lose, Godfrey just said, and it was done in such a way, in a malicious way, where you were actually cheating. But then life continues. There is no need to take a rope and hang yourself. You have to pick up the pieces. And we have had some shotting. We got some shotting of the stick sometime by some officials that was not always fair. And
Doc,
yeah.
Listen, this kind of you say there, but it wasn't always fair. Stop that. They thief. And let me tell you something. And on that note, we did take a break because I am sure I am noticing Morris Bull Williams on the chat following the program. Let's go to the break, and when we come back, we're going to go to the Facebook page. Stay with us, folks. Don't go anywhere.
Your life is yours, your future's in your hands, your body is yours, that's why Parenthood Association.
We offer STI screening, gender-based violence counseling, prenatal and postnatal checks, injectables, condoms, pap smears, and other sexual reproductive services. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Pointy Street, St. George's. Whether male or female, it doesn't matter. We're here to make your life better.
Grenada Planned Parenthood Association.
For appointments, call 440-3341.
There was ever a time to keep and stay healthy, it's now. We at Hills and Valley are here to help you take deliberate steps to maintain your health. We stayed true to maintaining the most comprehensive rates while stocking the widest range of medicines and health devices, including personal protective equipment. There are so many benefits shopping with us. You get great savings through discounts for senior citizens and reward cards for loyal customers. Ask about owning yours today. Visit us at Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George, Jubilee Street opposite the Grenville Bus Terminal, and at Hillsborough, Carrico. Our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street also stocks the widest range of pharmaceuticals. We are with you on the hills and in the valleys. We are Hills and Valley Pharmacy.
Join GBN on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. for Interesting Grenadians, a program that showcases the lives of interesting and outstanding Grenadians at home and abroad. It's Interesting Grenadians every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. on GBN. Don't you miss it.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
It's happening in Grenada at the National Stadium. The grand finale of the third test in the Apex series. West Indies versus England. Be part of this defining moment. Be part of history. Be part of the excitement and euphoria of the beloved game. Follow the action live daily from the National Stadium on K105.5 and 105.9 and feel the joy of our beloved game. The third test in the Apex series comes to you compliments JUT Credit Union, Coyaba Beach Resort, Grenlac, Energizing Grenada, Gallagher Insurance Brokers, Glen Elk Spring Water, Hubbard's, Grenada Bottling Company Limited, Shop and Save Supermarket, and Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
You can now send a gift card to your loved ones locally or internationally thanks to the food fair. Here's how it works. Click the gift card icon or banner. Customize your gift card by choosing from different templates, dollar amount, and personalized messages. You can also upload your personal design. Select Add to Cart and complete transaction. Allow relatives and friends to pick up an item or items at the food fair for the dollar value. Gift card. It's that easy.
Kindly greasy pole, and we don't dance round the maypole.
Welcome back, everyone. We Culture, we talking sports. Reece, let's go to the Facebook page.
So we have Karen. She's saying, please let's also talk about the ladies on the track and in the field.
Yeah.
I have Bull Williams is saying, great show. Russell Lambert saying, love the topic tonight. Doc, check the records. I believe I still hold the record for pole vault in Intercall 1973 after training with Bamboo. Also held the 100-meter record for 10 years. 1976.
Russell Lambert.
1984. Russell Lambert. Right. Then we have Ricky saying there was a year when Shaper athletes sat on the field in Queen's Park because officials were cheating for GBSS. When they sought out GBSS, then the sports were allowed to continue. Russell is also saying first one to bring a gold for St. John's Christian Secondary School in 100 meters in 1969. Yes, he was. Carl Thompson says, oh Lord, Carl, I can't read that comment, eh? I can't read that comment. Glorious James is saying, yes, in St. John's Anglican School, there was White House. She was in White House. And I said, Oningwaf, I give it all your thing we can come in. And I said, Oningwaf, it had White House. And then Val Derek is saying, the main or base colors, you mix them to get the other colors. That's why she believes there's always red, yellow, green, and blue. Ricky is saying one of the most prominent buildings in the world is the White House in the USA. Karen is saying Godfrey, there was White House at the South St. George Government School in St. George. Okay.
Nobody could think about it.
There was White House at the South Nice Springs, eh? South St. George Government School in St. George.
Davis had to stop
right. that. Listen, the problem with all you is that all of us don't know. Don't know. That's the problem. You know?
That's why Davis changed it. Davis take on the White House.
Godfrey, I told Bull to call. He wanted to call.
Bull? Yeah, all right, no problem.
Yeah,
sure.
I told him immediately after the break. So he should be anytime around now. He want to chime in.
Well, definitely. Once that call comes up, we'll take it. So, Reece, let's continue.
Right. So Jose is saying, I didn't know much of Godfrey in SAS. Only when he said that record, it was all about Livingston and Eugene in the track and field at Intercall. During that time, it was all about the 100 or 60-meter dash, plus the 4x4 relay was always a highlight of school competing. At McDonald College, we had Kenny DeCoto, who was one of the fastest junior, Mr. Dog from the cross country, Godfather, and Reece, he was from Shantymill. I can't remember if he went to Brothers first in Guelph. Brothers is cheaper, but Scholar can help us there. DK Hodge is saying Patrick Simmons from Grenville did a good job at SAS. Ricky saying Kenrick Lewis from Guelph went to the St. John's Anglican School, and he is a renowned scientist in the great USA. Alison is saying, I tend to agree with Godfrey. There must be a good reason White House is no more. It must have some significance, and I don't want to speculate. Look what happened in the White House. Real tribalistic, animalistic behavior. Never mix white and house together. Alison, let me tell you something, eh?
Reece, hold on. Hold on, Reece. A call is coming through. Let's see if it's Morris Williams that trying to get us. Yeah. We Culture. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. I was trying to call into the show.
Yes, good evening. Go ahead.
Yeah. Trying to call in about the show, man. Bull Williams. Yeah.
Oh, Bull. Good evening. Welcome, man.
Hello?
Yes, we're hearing you. Just listen to us on your telephone, but we're hearing you well.
Okay. Good evening.
Yes, we're hearing you loud and clear.
Good evening, yes. Yeah, I'm calling about the show. Yes.
Yeah, we're hearing you. Yes. So yeah, go ahead. Talk to us. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm calling about the show because I mean it's a very enjoyable show, man. It's very informative, and you guys go way back and bring back a lot of memories, you know. So I just had to call in and say, great show, you know.
Well, we really appreciate that. We actually talking about you. We have a question. Scholar, I think you should ask Morris that question.
I have to ask Morris the question.
But I really want Scholar to remind me at that time dog nearly killed me, you know.
Well, that's what we want to know.
Morris is for running, Mr. Dog.
Mr. Scholar, when that happened, Mr. Scholar?
Let me ask you something. You know Morris was a Kaisonian?
Yeah, we know that.
Mr. Scholar. Mr. Scholar.
Ladies and know that guy.
I didn't know.
Morris was a Kaisonian.
So
Yeah,
Morris,
yes.
Morris, what dog did to you?
Well, I'm trying to find out from Mr. Scholar. I know me and Mr. Dog had some very, good competition. I know, we was always trying to outdo each other. And I know he had a very strong support from Shanty Mill. So it was always this battle between me and Mr. Dog. I know about that. But his Scholar said Dog nearly killed me. And I'm really trying to remember that time, And I also mentioned While Away. And, it brings back a lot of memories because the competition between these guys were great. But there was a guy, I can't remember his name, but it was a slim Rasta guy from St. Andrews, too.
Rasta Gray.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and I remember him, too. And While Away and them guys, it was like great competition in them time. And something? It's like, in them time, we run for the love of the sport. That was the good thing about it. And the competition between the guys it was stiff competition, but still friendly.
Yes, indeed, it was. Mm-hmm. Do you still hold that character record in the 5,000?
No. Some guy broke it a few years well after some guy broke it, but he stayed for a lot of years. And some guy broke it. I can't remember where the guy from, but he did broke it after a while. Yeah, someone did.
Okay, wonderful indeed. Morris, is really wonderful to hear you. I haven't heard you in many years, so it's really great, man.
But
I want to thank you guys. Yes. Yeah.
We highlight some of the great athletes. During our time, and I don't know. In your mind, is there anyone that we left out that you can remember competing with, or somebody that stood out around that time? Not even in the middle or the long distance, but it could be in the sprint or any event at all. Anybody else that we...
Yeah. Yes, you all did left out a main guy, Conrad Francis. I didn't hear his name mentioned. I don't know if I missed his name, but Conrad Francis was...
No, we did not mention
very
Conrad.
good at what he did. He was very good at what he did.
Somebody was asking about female, and what about Jacinta Bartholomew?
Jacinta Bartholomew, Sharon John, she was from St. John's. She was very good too. Rosalind, she used to go high school. There were so many, and in our time that was definitely big.
Dunstan Campbell as well.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah, there were so many. There were so many.
Track and field.
Right.
Yeah, and there was this guy from St. Andrews. He was a high jumper, known as Kaibo.
Yeah, yes. He passed away, yeah.
Oh, wow. Sorry, I didn't even know that. And Augustine had passed away. We remember Jericho Greenwich, too. He was very good in long jump, too. So, we could go. Then I remember Ellis Maitland. We would just keep going. There were so many guys that in the time, there was a lot of guys that had talent to go very far, but when we born in those countries, we just stick there and cannot go further,
What about
and
Kenneth
somebody was there before
Small Eats?
Yeah. So many people, man. Yeah, we're going to go on for the night, and I don't want to take over your show. But so many people. But somebody was mentioning about the marathon. The marathon record is not by John Smyer, was a university student. Wasn't he who had the record for the marathon?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it was John Smyer. I think he's supposed to have the record for the marathon. He was very good, too, because the guys. But anyway, so good night, and I think all should put that show, all the information in a book.
All right, thank you very much, Morris, man. Thank you very much indeed.
All the best and good night, and thank you guys for sharing all the information with the people about how good, how good the sports was back in this time, and I hope that sports will come back to that level in Grenada, where there was a lot of people, not just one guy here and one guy there, but so many people that can go far, and I think it's a vehicle Grenada should really try to develop, because we have the talent, we have what it takes to be in the international field, so take care and good night, everybody.
All the best. Thank you very much, man. Right. Thank you very much indeed. Yes. Yeah, wonderful indeed. Morris Bull Williams, a fantastic middle and long distance runner in our time. We see that. What any more?
So we're going back to the comment?
Yes.
Yeah. So right, we were at Ricky saying we had White House in St. John's Anglican School here in Guelph during the 80s. Jose saying, I want to give young Sissy Charles flowers, a great athlete who represented McDonald's College well, and Grenada, who presently in Texas on a scholarship. Ricky saying St. Paul's School was an Anglican schoolboy, the place where it had White House. Okay. DK Hodge saying Gospel used to thief for GBSS at Intercol. Val Derek is asking, so did they get rid of White House? Yes, Val, they did. And maybe it's for the reason that Allison gave. Jose saying, tell him, the feedback. Let's go. Karen is saying, good to hear you, Bull Williams. Jose saying, did Mr. Dog ever beat you in a race before? He's asking.
Yeah.
Never.
Look, right. I never even thought they compete. You had the man come and confirm that they had some close competition. I tell you,
Curious James contributed Sharon Charles, aka Chexie, who is saying, what I tell you before, now we're getting the whole assassin. I knew it was just a matter of time.
But we answered it. What we ain't talking about SAS?
We ain't talking about SAS at all.
We ain't talking about SAS yet? Well, not yet. That feel like next week. What's called? There was a fella.
I think we need to do sports for parish, okay?
Well, let me say, no. We don't need to do sports for parish.
Just say when the time
No. Because let me say this. If we're speaking about sports, and especially schools and so on, it's actually natural that SAS, GBSS, Anglican High School would get the lion's share. They would be more prominent. I mean, it's natural, so we have to live with that. And then if we come up the road a bit, then of course McDonald's College have to.
Listen, Guav falling after Westmoreland.
Well, hear what? Guav won Intercal.
Yeah, no.
If I won Intercal, that's the only Intercal that ever win and they take it back.
That Intercal the real confusion.
Well, Intercal, you hear somebody say Gospel is with thief, but you have two different thief in Intercal,
Don't go in Scala.
And thief with age.
Scala, don't go there. Don't.
Let me
not go there. Let us go there.
You're a fella from college called Cressy.
What happened to Cressy?
No, he was a footballer.
But he was a good athlete. He was a 100-meter runner.
Yes, yeah.
Cressy was a very good sprinter.
Yes, actually.
For sprint, he was just a footballer and getting up and run.
Yeah.
When we look at actually the track and field of the guys yesterday, and I was talking to Bull about that same thing. But he actually made that observation. We at one time during our time, Godfrey, when we were around the 80s, there were a crop of athletes. There was a crop of athletes that like around 30, 40 guys. They were just good. They had name recognition. They were just good. You didn't have you had just like a Kirani came and he might be excellent in it, but his school last. There was one time in SAS when we had a crop 6 athletes, and we said to the school, just send 6 of us. We go in the call and we wrap that up. 6 of us.
In 1981, SAS won every event in the call, first and second, the boys division, except the 8 and the 1500 meters. Crampy Macmillan was the one that defeated Nate.
Okay.
Every event, 1 and 2.
I mean, and for the record, like somebody like me, I sometimes would win long jump in SAS, but I would not even get a chance to do it in intercall.
Yeah.
And that happened for more than 1 year. So,
Doc,
I mean...
Doc, let me just say this, yeah? I'm not taking away anything from SAS or GBSS and the exploits and so on. But the truth is that there were a lot of other schools that with athletes and, let me say, children who had as much potential. You know what the problem was? The problem was that SAS and GBSS trained. Well, because here Godfrey don't talk about Kersey. When I was in Magna College, we didn't know people had to train to go and run it.
No.
We didn't know that.
But
we get we didn't know that. Man used to just get up when intercal time and you go and run. And we used to think by Kersey and them fast. And when you go in intercal, you see fellas from SAS and so on. And mind you, that's why SAS fellas and even GBSS fellas appeared to be so big, because training makes you bigger. Training develops, make men look developed.
Yeah, your muscles.
So when you go there with your little puny little leg, you don't train, you don't know.
But Scala, that is one point, but I will tell you something. During the time when Godfrey and I and others were there, we were just naturally big.
Yeah.
I mean, Godfrey was like...
Let me tell you,
not just training.
I don't doubt Ali was naturally big, but don't believe he didn't have other naturally big children just as all in school, all about the place.
Yeah.
But they couldn't they were running.
But let me also say,
Ali was the only naturally big children boys in school.
No, but that crop of us at the same time, you might have one or two, but
I'm sure you had crapper boys all over, all about by the big as Ali.
At that time, we were just, I don't know, that was just a special crop of athletes at that time. But let me say something to you. I believe the biggest difference is not because you are from SAS or because you are from GBSS. It has to do with the culture of the school. It has to do with the policy, the principal outlook. It makes a difference who is at the helm. When you mentioned about Neville Glenn and when you went to college, I think what he did, he brought something into McDonald College that he took from SAS, or it has some cultural aspect, and he brought that into McDonald College. That brought the winning strategy for McDonald College. SAS, we got that, I believe, from GBSS. Some SAS people might not like me to be saying that. We had two things. I mean, well, not from GBSS, but from the tongue, from St. George's. We had people like Goti Robertson that came and helped. And then we had two teachers that graduated from GBSS and came in SAS. And they really helped psych us out and start getting us focused. And then we also had persons like the principal, Cressy Julian, who was at the top of it and wanted us to excel in everything. And because of Cressy Julian leadership, you had the other teachers falling in line, like the Eric Donald, the Neville Glenn that time, the Bai, and all the other teachers that just believe that the time has come when we must be able to do something. So I believe it has to do with the culture, the administration of the school that will make a difference. I mean, you might have a school winning, and then that person, like example, look like Anglican High. They were winning for a long time, and then Vida moved out, and then the school fell down, and everybody cried shame. And I believe that is what happened. Based on who is at the helm, it makes a difference in terms of the motivation and the focus on the children. So I think they are talent all over.
Doc, I ain't doubting you in that. But there are a lot of different variables and things at work. Why you believe Jamaica winning character? Not just because Jamaica real bad, you know, but Jamaica have a head start because of the population.
They have a head start because, they have a head start because of the population, but Jamaica also focus.
Hold on, come in, you're talking too much. They have a head start there. Now, SAS and so on would have always had a head start because SAS had the pool of feeder that SAS fed from You can compare it with Magna College and shape on them.
But Scholar, I'll tell you something, I'll tell you something as well.
Mind you, hold on. And besides that, you had a lot of children from St. Patrick, good runners that went to Sase.
Yeah, but you see, and this is what
I agree. So that's why I tell you, it's a lot of different dynamics.
No, hold on.
All of this about teacher and so on and culture and all this thing. It goes back to what I was saying. SAS trained because of the culture. They understood, they knew what trained. And mind you, you agree with me early up in the program. You know, you say Gotti had come and bring this thing. I didn't know that too. And if Gotti didn't bring that and I didn't start trading and doing things.
Well, the thing is that, let me tell you, I mean, let me say this. I'm not sure if Gotti brought it. Gotti added to what was there because remember. Let me say this. Hold on. Let me say this. Hold on.
I think Godfrey getting it correct.
Oh, let me say this. From around 1978, right? No, when I went to SAS in 77, and when I got there were some athletes. Like I said, it was new to me. But there were some guys that was extremely good. You had people like Walter Simmons, Orlando. You had a fellow called Matthew Perrott. He was a fantastic high jumper, long jumper, triple jumper. You had a guy called Ken Antoine Abel. He was a fantastic 1 and 200 meter runner. You had other guys, Chuckins. You had Rankin Jack, Patrick Simmons. But the thing is, we started seeing, the school started realizing that we were getting a crop of athletes that was making inroads. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think in 78 thereabout, we placed 4th in intercall. And you could sort of forecast based on the children you have coming in. Because when you go to intercall, you know, you see who winning, you see who losing, and you're seeing from sub-junior, so you could kind of gauge and know that for the next 3-4 years, you're going to win. Because you see who coming. And I think from 78 coming up, we started seeing that in SAS. And then when SAS started to dominate, what you find happening was that it sort of spread through primary schools. And so there were a lot of schools who had athletes with potential, who made a lot of effort to get their children to go that direction. And so a lot of children went to schools that was dominating. And I think this is one of the reasons why SAS did so well for many, many, many years. Because a lot of the primary schools wanted their children to go there. Because at that time, in the 80s, track and field was a big thing. It was dominating. Intercall became such a huge thing that you find children, there was a lot of interest, and so parents and children wanted to go that direction. And it happened. Yeah, it happened with other schools as well, when other schools started to dominate. And I believe that is one of the variables as well that is in play here. So yeah, Doc is right, but Scholar is also definitely right with the number of different things that played a role in schools dominating. You know?
Godfrey, you are callers, but
yeah, we are callers, but you and Doc talking too much.
I'm fine.
You and Doc,
you and Doc have to expatiate.
No, well, up to now, is that to expatiate yet, you know. Doc, you and Doc not talking.
Expatiate too.
Anyway, let me just take a couple comments on WhatsApp. So let's see what we have here. Good evening. I like Reese's outfit. When I was in the old church school, we had 3 houses, Bridgman, Pierre, Bruno, and we competed against each other in athletics. Good night, everyone. I was just wondering if you, Godfrey, Doc, and Scholar was to run an old boy race, who would win? Reese, what do you predict?
You, Doc, and Scholar?
Yeah.
I'm putting my money at Doc. Where are we putting my money?
All right. Someone says Cab from Ladigue is the Rasta man who used to run with While Away. Evelyn Pete as well. Daniel Dubisset is telling me what I say about 81 is not true. Daniel, I think you want us to talk about you. Yes, you were good in the 4 and the 8, but we will talk about you next week, so don't worry, don't think nothing.
Dubisset?
Yeah.
Daniel Dubisset, we went to But then
was BBC.
But Mr. Dog was
yeah, but Mr. Dog is a more than Dubisat.
Yeah.
I know Mr. Dog is a more than Dubisat. Yeah, Dubisat ran with us. Dubisat ran with us. Jennifer Boca was a very good athlete also. So that's what we have on the WhatsApp platform. So folks, the telephone 435-2041. We need to take some calls. I know people been trying. So let's get some calls. Guys, you realize we definitely this is going to continue for another 2 weeks. Because Doc can start to expatiate here to the scholar. He just make some like a talk some, But
Doc talking about like a philosophy.
Yeah.
What Doc said to lose his what?
I'm coming to you know.
Doc, let me tell you something. This is like a philosophy and then you don't talk this. You have to start that, this thing and there.
Scholar, I'm watching Doc, I'm watching Doc, and I feel Doc have an encyclopedia in front of him, Because ever so often you see Doc make a.
So Scholar is. So what major character mode is not winning? Out of a race, you have 8 persons, 7 gonna lose.
By losing, don't do nothing. I lose by.
I'm losing as we just fret. I'm losing as we fret you.
Losing just fretting you.
Let's go to the telephone. Let's go to the telephone. We culture. Good evening. Caller, can you turn the volume of your radio or TV down and listen to us on your telephone, please? Go ahead.
Godfrey.
Yes?
You're on Livingston, Doc.
Could you turn the volume of your whatever device and listen to us on your phone?
Okay, hold on. So I don't stop that. You're on Livingston, I don't stop that. Yeah, so I don't stop that. Alright? Hold on, let me just lower it down.
That's what you say. That's what you say.
Well, I don't know what I want to stop. I don't know.
That Congory call?
Is that Congory?
They say when I'm turning down.
Our levels are really.
Alright, go ahead now.
Yeah, our levels are. You on Doc? Are you okay, right?
Yeah, we good here.
Yeah, but
go ahead.
There's something you're saying about Doc. Is it real?
Like what?
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Because you embarrassed Doc already, You say Doc is a counter, You say Doc in a program already. Doc is a counter. But that's not real. You is part of the solution, So you have to change that program on them. You see Reece and Scholar? They're learning from you guys there. And stop it.
Thank you.
And I like what you say.
Thank you for your contribution.
You're embarrassing Doc.
That's
right. That's what you're going to do. You can't do a program. No, you can't do it like that. Come clean.
Bro, you have to stop that. You have to stop what you're saying.
You're embarrassing Doc.
You know why you're
talking about. Stop that.
Okay. Here what?
You know that. You know that.
Here what?
The program is a nice program.
Here what? Listen, hold on, right? So here what? I will stop embarrassing Doc. I will embarrass somebody else. Alright, there we go. The number is 435-204. Well, you tell me stop embarrassing Doc, so I have to find somebody else to embarrass.
That man is your partner, right?
I don't. Wait, what partner? We are doing that. So let's go back to the phone. We call you. Good evening. Hello. Alright, we lost that. Now guys, please, when you call in, turn the volume of your radio or your TV down and listen to us on your telephone. Please, we're begging. Let's get back to the telephone. We call you. Good evening. Hello.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
We called you.
Yes.
I would like to congratulate SJC Grenville for putting on a good sports yesterday at the Progress Park. And I also want to say congratulations to Dandelion or Yellow House. They won the event. And you guys have to look out. Whenever you see a particular color start winning us, they just win the election too. And I also want to say congratulations to the MC, those guys that was on the mic. They did very well yesterday. To Mr. Charles from RC and DE, I believe, from the Methodist, they did a wonderful job at the sports yesterday. And to those guys who want to fight at the sports or at the back of the pavilion, please stop, because the police, they're looking out for you all.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you. Well, I wonder when P got winning sauce. Doc, when P got winning sauce, I wonder what the caller will say. And SAS Sports is on the 30th of March. 30th is SAS Sports, Progress Pack. And although I was in nationals, but based on the call, I'm back in Pigot this year to win this sport.
When Pigot wins sports in SAS, they just lose in Takara. When Lenos win sports, SAS win.
There is a T for Lenos. There is a T for Lenos. Anyway, the number is 435-2041. You can call and share your little thing. Reece, I think we have some more Facebook comments. They come in fast and furious.
Right. We have Hannah Plenty is saying, oh Lord, I missed it. Grenada had produced so many great athletes, but it was a pity that most of all of them did not get the privilege to go on to further enhance their abilities. Let's see. Joanne is saying you forgot Hazel and Regis. Alison again is saying I'm catching feelings. St. David's Catholic Secondary School won for 13 straight years. Call us all too, are loud and proud. Congratulations to St. David's Catholic Secondary School. They were very proud when they beat high school, but then we're back. Karen is saying those schools had an era of dominance, and I didn't hear you mention St. Joseph's Convent, St. George's. I was always giggle when I hear about the convents. I'm sorry. Jose is saying, Scholar, don't forget McDonald College won both boys and girls competition at Intercol before. We made a record. See again.
Scholar, that happened? I don't believe that happened. No, that never happened.
Yes. And Tish and Alison, I just want you to know that Hannah is laughing at you. She said that happened in the late rounds, the 13 straight years. I remember that too, in the later ones when we weren't even there. Ricky just the other day. Yes. Ricky said, I want to shout out the twin brothers, Jimmy and Jerry Joseph, Steve Duncan and Leon DeCoto. Those guys were all great athletes from St. John's Christian Secondary School as Shaper. Jose said, Reece, as Godfrey, didn't McDonald College win both at Intercol before? Did that happen?
No.
Okay. Hannah is saying, remember our first time as girls participating in Intercol at the GBSS. We had points on the board than other female participants that were performing way before our time. Jose is saying, I never know Livingston as being big in size, but a skinny guy who ate racehorse egg. Why he was so fast on the field. Racehorse egg, okay? Hannah is saying, hold on, SAS boys, let McDonald boys speak. Okay. It was St. Patrick's children that held up SAS in the days. Wasn't students from Grenville. Jose, I will agree with you though. First time we agreed.
What Jose just said? Hold on. What Jose just said?
It was St. Patrick's children that held up SAS in the days. It wasn't students from Grenville.
St. Patrick's student?
Oh, you get quiet, boy.
Yeah.
St. Patrick's student. In other words, people are from St. Patrick's that held up SAS. That caused SAS to win.
You make sense denying that now because it didn't even have St. Patrick's children in SAS.
I don't understand. But St.
Livingston.
Yeah.
I don't stop that.
So name me a top athlete during the time when we were reading from St. Patrick. And I could tell you
and Godfrey? Let me explain something to you. Grenada is a place now. Stranger. You see, and let me just say that before you take that comment. Grenada is a place now no matter you have the demarcations with parishes, but the parishes are strange, you know. So for example, when you go down to let's say St. John's area, you will find that there are places in St. John's, like close to Maranish kind of place. They are St. John's, but they more associate with St. Mark's.
Yes.
As far as they're concerned, they're from St. Mark's. Same thing, that's why they don't say Jamu from St. David's, you know. Jamu
but that area in particular has this kind of thing.
Tivoli St. Patrick. Where down from St. Andrews, St. Patrick.
I'm fine.
So Scholar, so what is St. Max then? Because Shanti
No.
What I
said. You know something we noticed?
No. St. Martin is St. Patrick's, but St. Martin associates with St. Mark's.
That's true.
That's a fact.
Anyway, right, we see continue with the comment.
Right, so Eugene, Jose said Eugene was Miss King's brother, and she was a teacher at McDonald College. He's also asking, did Godfrey ever run a race, and what race was that? Godfrey answer.
That one Jose. Continue.
Bull Williams is saying Nelson came very prepared for this show. Pocket Bell is saying Godfrey and Livingston used to train in a secret location, a beach called Big Bay, close to Telescope Quarry. The other competitors in it were no match for them. Jennifer is saying, I'm in full agreement with Godfrey. The trend to get good athletes in certain schools exists even now. For instance, in St. George's area, the gifted girls in primary schools are somehow pushed or encouraged to get into Anglican High. It's a great school, academically and otherwise. Jose saying, I think that caller needed to drink that water. Let's see. Ricky Parag is saying, yellow. Okay, Jose saying, seeing that all the schools having their sports meet now, would there be intercall? Seeing the mandate will be no more? Yes, there will be intercall, Jose. And let's see, we have, he's saying maybe Miss Ronnie would be able to answer that. And Glenna Harford, I think that's the last comment I'm seeing here. The lady and show needs to big up HS too, because we were great in the 80s at intercall. Glenna, you see when it comes to Anglican High School and Guelph, we don't just let them say thing. The reason why they keep talking is because they know we're forces to reckon with. We've always been. We don't even need to talk about that, you know?
We see.
We can win and think say thing.
But Scholar and Anglican High School, the uniform was white too? Like they are white also too?
Yes. Our intercall color, our school color for sports is white with the stripes, red, yellow, green, and blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have only blue.
They were white. But
yes.
let me just say this. And you mightn't be happy. You and or you call that person now see that day?
Glenna.
I'll go be happy. But girls intercall and boys intercall, right? When you think about it carefully, it is not fair because Anglican High School has only girls. Anglican High School coming up against SAS and this. That's why I always, you see what St. David's did for the 13 years? Remarkable. Because you have a school, let's say, a pool of, let's say, 200 girls to choose from, coming up against a school that 800 girls to choose from. So when you think about it, that's why SAS will always get my thing over GBSS. GBSS is
I agree with you, but a team is a team. A team is not 200.
But it don't matter. You see, if you agree with me, fine, that's where we stop. So it's the reality. And it's the reality.
I agree that the schools have different numbers. I mean, one is only one single gender and the others are mixed. But at the end of the day, a team that have to be picked is a few people.
So why they don't have? So why they?
And you
so
can
why
have
they
a
don't?
mixed school having a better crop.
So then
No,
why
you
they don't
hold
just have? Why they don't just have team thing and say which school win? Whether it's girl, whether it's boy and girl thing.
Listen, I don't answer in that, but what I'm telling you is that, right?
Scholar, that is why. Scholar, that is why. That is why. That is why when you hear about intercolleges, you notice it, and it's not fair. But you know, generally when you go to intercol, when you talk about who win intercol, is the boys they're talking about, you know? Generally,
that's not true.
Why is that true? That is true.
Not true.
If you no, but serious, and I'm saying it's not fair. But generally, after intercall, if you ask somebody who intercall by SAS, DBSS.
But I'm saying to you, Godfrey, you are claiming that because you have a bias towards it.
No, I don't have.
When people ask who win intercall, they want to know who winning girls and who winning boys. And usually they want to hear high school and GBSS. That's what I want to hear. If one win, that's still kind of incomplete.
We see you come last with that.
Oh, you think you come last with that?
Intercal just as
because you all come from mixed schools, that is why you all saying.
You see, Intercal just as Soca Monarch. When they ask who wins Soca Monarch, boy is here.
Yeah.
But you know you are grooving Soca Monarch.
Yeah. Nobody said groovy. What is it? Marias.
Boy, see?
Marias.
Scholar, you come last with that. Because people just ask who in groovy and who in soca. Who in groovy?
But nobody else said groovy.
Don't try that.
Nobody else said groovy.
Well, I don't understand. But Reece, listen to me, eh? Listen, on Soca Monarch night, Friday night, eh? People come in the stadium early, and they go inside when groovy done, you know. You don't know that.
Listen.
When groovy done, now they go inside for Soca.
Not now.
What is
it?
Maybe hold on. Maybe only go. Maybe just go off people that go inside for groovy. Maybe go off people alone.
Well, who you have guava put anybody in groovy?
Anyway, hold on.
What's all talking
Let's go to telephone. We call you. Good evening.
Yes, good afternoon. Yes, Godfrey. Good afternoon to the panel.
Yes.
Yes. You know why you see why they say you don't cheat. You think it's nowadays on the phone? I want to ask you. Anyway, I'm just calling to clear the air about Donald Pierre Boeing. He is from Guelph. He ran on the sand on the lands. His mother is from Guelph. I am his sister-in-law. And he left his legacy, Davin Boeing, who took high school to the past 4 years winning intercall. And you got free at the set of your alumni. I just want to call on the radio, you know. I just want to cry sometime. Resido. Anyway, good night.
Yes.
I could sleep tonight.
Good night.
His mother was born in Guelph. He is from Guelph.
Thank you very much. Scholar, you feel like Scholar no Donald Bear? I don't feel like Scholar no Donald Bear. That Scholar no Donald Bear. I feel we see that Scholar mistaking somebody for Donald Bear.
Husband, don't take part in that hating, eh? Don't take part in that hating.
We tell you the truth. That Scholar mistaking that Scholar mistaking somebody else for Donald Bear.
You see, you don't know Pierre in Guelph. Pierre is not a Guelph something.
Yeah. Let me give you all some more comments, eh? Jose is saying, no, sorry, I think I read that already. It moved a bit. Right. So Jose said, let us not forget the students from Bishop's College, from Carriacou and Petit Martinique, who had great athletes. Glenna is saying, no scholar, a woman that bring boys into the world, so we are boss. Hannah is saying, Tantin Bullets. Carrie Grenade is saying, absolutely love the show tonight. Boy, SAS and AHS always used to be next to each other on the stands in Queen's Park, and SAS always used to be throwing word for us in their chants. Glenna Harford is saying, no way, always want to know who win for boys and girls. Avis George is saying, no, when they ask who win intercall, most times they end thinking about girls. Carrie saying, true, Reece, people always ask who win for boys and girls. Ronnie Slinger is saying, dash, change that with Groovy. Exactly. I don't know what is this two old men talking about. Anyways, saying, when are we talking carnival? Let's see. And then we have Hannah is saying it was AHS, SAS, and GBSS. SAS was always in the middle. I remember 1 year with the solo pan pelting, I got a cut on my hand. And Glenna is saying, I was the Tantin Bullets, AHS and GBSS for intercall. It was the Tantin Bullets, AHS and GBSS for intercall. That is it. We always wanted to win as a pair, and when one win and the other one didn't win, it was a little sore. But that was it there. There was no sass on anybody.
But we didn't need anybody. We didn't need anybody else.
Because there was really no PVC and convent. There was no PVC and convent. You know, it was high school at GBSS.
Anyway,
I don't care long go give
Anyway, fellas, we out the time, but definitely we have to continue because there is so much we'll talk about. Some of the schools, the ladies, some of the female athletes who are really, really good. Docs made mention of some of the athletes, but over the years there were so many great athletes, So I think we can continue next week, definitely. And we are in the season. We are in the sports season. So I think it's quite good. So let me allow you guys to make your closing comments. Reece, we're gonna start with you.
Hey, what can I call that boy?
White House.
Oh, I learned something tonight, eh? It is one thing. I learned a lot of things. I wasn't here last week. It was a sad time for me. This week, I'm bigger and brighter, and I wasn't too sure what we were talking about tonight. I came on not knowing, so I wasn't as prepared. But come next week, it's going to be different. We're going to be talking about the glorious parish when it comes to sports. The one that have us with a Olympic gold, silver, and bronze medal. And we don't having anything. We ain't
talking about Olympics. We ain't talking about Olympics.
But you don't look so. Pandemic. Anyways, it was a good show tonight. I enjoyed myself. Usually my compatriot is with me, but he attacked me from Oli. Oli o'clock he attacked me. I don't know what happened, but Oli o'clock he attacked me. Next week is going to be better. That's my comment.
Doc.
Yeah. Well, Godfrey, there's a lot more to talk about. We have not really talked about intercall in a serious way. We just tip the iceberg, and there are a lot of. We just mentioned. Imagine that we had a whole conversation. We just mentioned. We just mentioned Kirani just to the end. So there are a lot of more prominent athletes, and the exploit of some athletes, and the exploit of some schools, and the strategy they use for winning. We have not explored. So we definitely need to go a little in depth in that. But I believe it is a wonderful thing, and I also believe that we need to highlight the importance of sports and games and playing and interacting and the socialization and the camaraderie, because a lot of persons would recognize that friendship, is like, I competed against people like Jericho and Jeffrey Neptune and Kenneth Ellison and those guys and I can tell you, I didn't even want to have a word with them on that day. But today, Jeffrey and I would sit down and we would chat And, we exchange ideas of Kenneth and before Jericho died. So sports bring that kind of camaraderie and it aids in networking. So it's very important, apart from showing off the talent and everything. So I think next week we need to explore a little bit more into that. Just one kind of notice, we had a pandemic and Tivoli drummers were dormant. So on the April the 3rd, we want to bring all the drummers of Grenada together at the Tivoli Cultural Center. It's a Sunday, it's a family event. We just want to drum and dance and have a jolly good time. So on April the 3rd, we want you to come and we want you to start supporting the drumming and the drumming fraternity in Grenada. So come out, April the 3rd.
Finley.
Acquiring anything on April the 4th?
April the 4th is a Monday.
It don't matter. I need that time. That is when they're taking out mass.
Well, we're starting from the 3rd, we're taking out mass and we do have it.
You can't take out mass on the 3rd. You have to come mass on the 3rd.
We're taking it out on the 3rd and we're playing to carnival on the airport. So we say that up front. Nothing on the airport and we're taking it out on the 3rd.
So it's not on the airport, the drumming go be?
No, on the cultural center attacking carnival. If we didn't play no job on the airport and on the 3rd, we have our thing.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to hear that. When I saw the news, I say, well, yes, bye. That's good. But I agree with that. We have just touched the tip of the iceberg when it comes to sports in schools, and I think that sports, there are so many stories, especially the intercall story, and I hope that we could kind of zero in on intercall next week, because intercall has so much history and culture and dancing and drumming and knocking down bleachers and children getting injured and pelting. Right now, battle pelting from one stand to the other is a cultural thing. Sometimes I used to see that happening and police running. Now they don't even running again. I mean, well, not now, but before intercall was squashed. They ain't even running again because they understand that that is just a cultural thing, and after a time, and it's like at an appointed time.
Particular time, yeah.
Yeah, battle, and so there's so much culture and history from the old Queen's Park, go right back to the old state, the stadium. Then you had the Mashup Stadium at Ivan Mashup. So you had Canteen. You had Grenville.
Yeah, we had Progress Park.
I mean, there's so much history there. And we have to kind of look into the history of intercall. So I hope that this is where we will be going to next. And of course, SAS, GBSS, I really hope that Reece doesn't pin that down to the old guav stupidness like this guav. I tell her already, when it comes to intercall thing and running thing, Kirani not from Guav, Kirani was GBSS in the scheme of thing. And Guav is
cheap.
Kirani, when we're speaking about running and school sports, Kirani is GBSS. I mean, that's about time. And Guav is St. John's Christian. I don't win one sport.
I guess Godfrey was never St. Andrews, really. He was never Tivoli, because we only know about him when they say in secondary school. Please.
I don't win one sport a year, and I don't teach, so they take it back.
You see, you know about us. You know about us in SAS. You know what about us? Don't make me watch. As you start, I'm starting back the program and you finish in 12 o'clock.
All of a sudden we don't know you from Tivoli.
As you start doing we starting a part of the program now and I starting to exploit. Don't make me that exploit.
That is where I want us to go to intercall. So we go cut out with this guav. But there are a lot to boast about in Guav, because Guav had the Koto and them fellas, and them men were grease lightning, them men were fast by. Yes. So and Jerry and Jimmy and them fellas, and
yes.
from Guav today you call old halfpenny. You remember Old Hipney?
No, I never hear about it.
I don't know that name.
Yeah, boy, Old Hipney was a long distance man. Old Hipney used to run with bull and them too. I find I know about running more than all. Yeah. Old Hipney used to joke. Find out who was Old Hipney.
I'm gonna tell you, never win a race.
Yeah.
No, yeah. But so we look forward to this thing, and Doc, you have established this thing with this philosophy.
Doc is a philosopher. Doc, let me see your notebook. Where's that notebook?
No, I always thought about that. That's really I just losing and picking up the pieces.
Doc, where's that notebook? Where's that notebook? Let me see. Let me see your notebook. I want to see the color of your notebook. I finish that yellow notebook you have. When the caller say, when the caller talk about the yellow, he get happy. Let's call. I know because maybe because he was in Lane House. That feeling that you know.
I was Lane House captain.
Anyway, yeah.
But actually, before one observation, you know, when we were about to start the show and Scholar was not. He didn't arrive yet. I'm going to make a little hypocrite. I will make it now when he's present. I find Scholar does play the fool on the program. From the time we have the program, that's going like 2 years, Scholar never sing a verse or chorus in the calypso to grace us, nothing.
Yeah, but you don't understand. But you don't understand. You don't understand that. A lot of the calypso, you don't know them.
Let me ask Doc a question.
I read poem.
Let me ask Doc a question. Since we have this show 2 years or how much, you ever beat a drum, grace us with a drum? You ever grace us with a race? You ever run on the program?
Sorry, I'm telling you, you have to call your manager.
Hey, anyway, fellas. Listen, thank you guys. Thank everyone on our Facebook page. Jose, you need to go and learn about me. Be talking about you never hear about me. I know it was, but clearly you're missing in action.
Never win a race.
I never win a race?
That's what you say?
I don't know.
Yeah, they say you can't say what race you ever run.
Me? Never win a race in Dakar?
Me?
Race?
I never win a race in Dakar?
Like man spoon?
Listen, in SAS, we never had this kind of thing, you know? And let me say one thing before we close. In SAS, we were so organized that, and Doc mentioned Cresswell Julian. And there were some of us, we couldn't go and kick ball and this kind of thing, you know? You can't go and kick ball, you know, and say you're going to do anything, you know. You have to either be in the sand pit, long jumping or high jumping, or on the track. You go and play football and you're just saying, boy there, don't touch my ball. Don't touch my ball. That's how organized you were. So anyway, next week, we're talking more. Thank you very much, folks, for staying with us. It was indeed a pleasure. We're looking forward to next Friday for another Week Culture. We continue with sports and intercall. So until then, enjoy the rest of the weekend. Have a good one. All the best.
Greasy pole, and we don't dance round the maple. Raise it high up the ladder.